Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Semoskiy Winter. I know guys, I lied last video, and we're doing Semoskiy again. I don't know, I love it, so sorry. And besides, it's the games that I get, the games that I find, and this one's Semoskiy Winter, and I wanted to cast this one. But I promise I'm going to try to get different maps in there. It's not going to be Semoskiy all the time. Anyways, our heroes today are going to be Barton, playing for the Germans, and we have xHoLyHammerx playing for the Soviets of the Red Army. So, interestingly enough, we see Barton going for a less than traditional approach, and he's going Pioneers. We got a 3 Pioneer opening so far, no attempts at teching. The 3rd Pioneer is going into the base, but it doesn't seem like they have an interest in building anything. They're still running. And we have a 4th Pioneer being built. So no attempts at tech by Barl. Oh my god, my brain. Barton. No attempts to tech. So he's going basically for a Pioneer spam. He has 4 Pioneers so far. Let's see how many he gets. And xHoLyHammerx is going the more traditional route for the Soviets and getting himself conscripts. No tech again. 2 conscript opening. And probably going to get himself a 4th conscript as soon as he hits those 240 manpower. So Barton is going to have a superior capping ability to xHoLyHammerx, at least in the very early game, with all those Pioneers hitting the field. Not that big a difference, considering that, well, xHoLyHammerx is at 3 infantry squads compared to Barton's current 4. So we'll see how that works out. And after the 4th Pioneer, Barton is going for Tier 1, or well, not a Tier 1, his next tier upgrade. Escalate the battle phase 1, allowing him to get Tier 2. So he's so far skipping Tier 1, so probably going straight for Tier 2. Probably going to see either Panzer Grenadiers or Scout Cars, I would assume. We'll see how it goes. So anyways, first engagement, Pioneers and Combat Engineers fighting over here on the Southern Fuel. Pioneers do manage to jump into the house before the Combat Engineers, forcing them away. I don't know what that was, but anyways. Pioneer still in the house, now getting engaged by conscripts going down to the fuel point. They are actually going to be able to start decapping the fuel point if the Pioneers don't jump out. We have a 2nd Pioneer squad down south, but it's not moving to support. It's going to capture the point. Molotov goes in on top of the Pioneers. Pioneers jump out of the house to avoid that Molotov altogether. They actually successfully do so without taking any amount of damage from it. But the conscripts are now in a position where they're going to be able to fully decap this point. Once the fire dies out, I'm assuming Barton is going to put his Pioneers back in the house to harass these conscripts, but fighting capabilities, unless he has 2 Pioneer squads at the same time, he's not actually going to have an advantage over a single conscript squad. Sometimes it can actually work, but most of the times the Pioneers are going to lose. So anyways, we do see a 4 conscript opening for xHoLyHammerx, and the Molotov now actually lands right on top of these Pioneers. Pioneers jump out of the house, have to run through the fire. One of them succumbs to the flames and dies, while a 2nd Pioneer squad runs into the zone to help them out. 1st Pioneer squad is down to 2 men. They actually managed to execute one of the conscripts down to 1 man on that Pioneer squad, and now the conscripts are being chased by the other Pioneers. Conscripts do decide to jump into the house, but this is going to allow these Pioneers to actually decap the point, denying it from xHoLyHammerx, but that is... Actually, no. They have a 2nd Pioneer squad, so even though there's a 2nd conscripts coming into the zone, there's still 2 Pioneers, which is going to make it a little bit difficult for xHoLyHammerx, but overall, 2 conscripts versus 2 Pioneers. The win would go easily for the conscripts. And there we go. The 1st conscript squad does jump out of the house and going to continue capping, while the 2nd one chases away the other Pioneer squad, supported by now a combat engineer. So very intense fighting all around. Up in the north, we do see a Pioneer squad running away from a 2nd, or well, I don't know, not 2nd, whatever. A conscript squad up in the north. But the fuel point is in possession for Barton, so he isn't in a good position right now. Has that fuel point for quite a while xHoLyHammerx has just barely started capping this fuel point for himself. Conscripts chasing away these Pioneers. Pioneers are not retreating, they're just simply running through the ice, being pursued by these conscripts that are at 5 men, doing some small amounts of damage on the chase. Conscripts going to the south to start harassing and decapping points. And now we see that Barton is going for a scout car, and he is building Tier 2. He was actually building Tier 2 with pretty much all his conscripts, getting it out quite fast. Wait, no. Tier 1. Okay, sorry about that. So interesting decision by Barton, interesting build order. So he decides to go for a 4 Pioneer opening into Direct Tech Tier 2, getting himself a Scout car, then Back Tech into Tier 1, and getting himself a Grenadier squad. Quite nice. Strong Pioneer push into center, trying to chase away that Conscript squad. Molotov goes in right on top of them and actually manages to get some good damage and a kill on one of the Pioneers. Scout car now right on the field with that MG gun on top, doing some nice damage to these Conscripts. They actually do kill some Conscripts in there. And on immediate upgrade to the autocannon, that is going to be able to counter any vehicles that come into the field and actually provide some decent additional fire in that autocannon. Molotov trying to get those Pioneers out in the open, but the Pioneers are quick, are nimble, and a second Scout car hitting the field right away. This Conscript squad is going to retreat and is actually going to get chased away by this Scout car and potentially killed on the retreat, down to 2 men. Let's see if they actually make it out alive. Second Scout car was almost in position to chase it away, but the Conscripts do manage to run sufficiently away to the point where Barton doesn't want to risk it and stops the chase. Scout car up in the north, harassing Conscripts, capturing that fuel point. Conscripts Uraing to try to get an 18-8, it looked like, on top of that Scout car, but they are just simply getting shot while the Scout car backs away. Second Scout car is in the zone to support the first Scout car, while Pioneers are fighting against Conscripts down by the church. And we now see 2 Grenadiers in the field for Barton. That is going to provide him that desperate fighting power for this infantry that he needs right now. And the Grenadiers, it looks like they're trying to go for the house. They are actually going to beat out these Conscripts to the house, so the Conscripts are now stuck in the middle of the snow, just trudging very slowly, and they're probably now going to get harassed by a Scout car. No, Scout cars are still just holding the north, while Grenadier squad captures. Grenadiers do decide to jump out of the house and start firing at these Conscripts in the house, because even though they have superior or more defensible position, they're really only able to fire from one house. Ooh, very nice rifle nade goes in and actually eliminates the entire squad in there. Very small house. Look at this. Look at all these guys dead inside that little room. It's a very treacherous little house, and not a very good one unless you're putting an MG in there, because you only have one window for each side, and where the door is, you actually don't have any windows. You can't shoot from there. So, and since it's such a little area, that rifle nade actually took out the entire squad. So nice pickup there for Barton. Fighting in the center now, we have Conscripts and Grenadiers fighting through the church with the support of the 2 Scout cars. Pioneers are going to jump out of the house, and I'm assuming are going to probably put some repairs on that lightly damaged Scout car. Pioneers down south. Pioneers in the fuel point. So those Pioneers have actually been quite useful for Barton. Has allowed him to continue aggressively capping all over the map, and with the support of those Grenadiers are now able to actually put up a front. Guards rifle hitting the field now for xHoLyHammerx. That's going to allow him to counter those Scout cars. It is a soft counter because, you know, it's not an insta-kill, but if left unattended, I guess, those Scout cars are actually going to fall pretty quickly to those Guards rifles, so need some help there by the infantry. Scout car doing a number on these Conscripts in the house, have actually managed to kill one guy in there. Grenadiers over on this side also supporting the Scout cars, while the Conscripts and Guards rifle are pushing away these Grenadiers, now up to 3 Grenadiers for Barton. He is in heavy cover, and grenades don't actually have that big of range, so they don't actually run any risk of getting Molotov or naded by the Guards rifle right now. Conscripts do jump into the church and are getting pelted by autocannons and machine guns from those Scout cars. They're actually going to take quite a bit of damage in there. One of the guys goes down and they decide to exit the church. Rifle nade. Ooh, very nice rifle nade by Barton. Goes right in front of the church. Manages to get a nice amount of damage on those Guards rifle. Bring him one of those guys dead and a lot of health damage, while the Conscript squad does suffer 2 more guys damaged and a lot of health damage, forcing a retreat. Guards rifle do jump out of the house and get mauled by those Grenadiers exiting the house and are forced off of the field. Scout cars do take a little bit of a beating. One of them actually almost close to death, but is going to get repaired very quickly by 2 Pioneer squads. One Pioneer squad did end up getting killed for Barton. Didn't actually check where that was, but Pioneers are not the best combat effective ones, and if you have too many spread out, it is very easy to lose track of those, and by the time you come back to them, they're probably already dead. So not anything against him. So, Holy Hammer does have no tech, interestingly enough. He did go for the Guards Rifle Combined Arms, I believe, with those PPSHs, and hit the dirt. For his conscripts, he does have 4 conscript squads, so not a bad choice there. Grenadiers getting Molotoved by conscripts. They managed to dodge that well before it even lands, or even gets tossed, putting them in a superior position against these conscripts. Conscripts are out in the open, even though it says they have green cover. They are on the wrong side of the green cover, getting no bonus for it, and they are forced to retreat. Another conscript squad coming onto the field, while a conscript squad actually takes position in the church. Not a good position right now to defend or support these conscripts against these grenadiers, because only one window actually manages to shoot in that direction. There's a hole in the wall there, but no infantry is actually there. Oh my god, these grenadiers are actually in a bad spot right there. Ooh, Molotov right on top of both squads. Forcing a retreat, but they're not able to retreat. They're stuck. Oh no. They do manage to vault over the wall. Hit retreat at the last moment. Down to 1 man each. Are they actually going to be able to make it out alive? It looks like they are. Oh my god. Very lucky there for Barton. It was a glitch there. It looked like they got stuck on the retreat on that corner. And that could have actually cost him the game. Was this close to actually losing 2 squads. To be fair, conscript squad did get wiped out over here by Holy Hammer, so it wouldn't have actually been the game, but it would have been a heavy blow. And very interesting choice by Barton. I believe he does favor doing this type of thing. He is getting a med bunker out on the field while also getting himself a half-track, allowing him to have a very, very strong defensible position up front in the middle of the battlefield, allowing his units to reinforce on that half-track and get healed up by the medics of that bunker. And the scout cars are just simply there, standing by the bunker, providing some very nasty firepower. So, because of that, Holy Hammer decided to get himself a second Guards Rifle squad, which is hitting the field, or has already hit the field. It's somewhere on the field. I don't know where it is. Oh, there they are. Anyways, so yeah, that's going to help him out against these light vehicles, but these vehicles will very soon be getting Vet 2, and at Vet 2 they are going to be quite tough to be taken out simply by Guards Rifles, so we'll see how that works out. Actually, where the hell are they? For the life of me, I cannot find that second Guards Rifle squad. Anyways, engagement in the center, and we now see G43 is being selected for Barton. He is also producing, or has produced, a pack gun, which is hitting the field right now. It's actually already on the field, so that's going to allow him to also counter any vehicles for Holy Hammer, or well, at least fend them off, depending on the armor of the vehicle. But it is also going to... Oh, okay, here they are, the other Guards Rifles. No? Oh, yeah, they are. There you go, sorry. I'm a little bit distracted right now, sorry about that. Scout car is getting chased away by these conscripts. They are getting pelted on the retreat, or on the chase, basically, by those scout cars, especially with their autocannons and the MG. Down to 4 men, and getting shot at by those G43 rifles. Very, very effective ones. Yeah, they're very nice. They are doctrinal, so not everybody can get them, but yeah, very nice choice there. These scout cars are now going back over for repairs, and with all these pioneers in the area, should be fine. And a third grenadier squad is getting produced. One of them got killed at some point. I missed that again. Sorry about that. And the south is pretty much now in possession of Holy Hammer. He is being stopped here by fuel cache. These small arms fires are not going to be able to do much against it. Maybe a Molotov could go in on top of it, and that is exactly what he's going to do to try to break this this thing. But it is actually going to take a while, so it might be very easy for Barton to push him away, and he is doing so. He's sending 2 Grenadier squads over to the south to shoo away those conscripts. Center, though, is pretty much in possession of Holy Hammer. He has a lot of infantry in the field. That is 4 conscript squads, 2 Guards Rifle. Pretty much keeping those scout cars at range. This church is very low in health though, so it is a very risky maneuver by xHoLyHammer to keep putting units in there. Especially since you know there's a pack on the field and the pack can simply open up on the church itself to collapse it. But he is forced to do so because of the sheer amount of firepower put out by those scout cars. Scout cars do need to get repaired. He is sending a conscript squad in to try to get the kill, and one of the scout cars actually manages to get that 18-8 off, but it only crits on the gun. Wow, very unlucky there for xHoLyHammer. Conscript squad gets mauled on the retreat, down to one man, almost loses the entire squad, and he didn't actually manage to get the kill on the scout car itself. Wow, quite unfortunate. Where are all the pioneers for Barton? Let's see, we have one there. We have one over here on the flank, just getting some vision. He actually manages to spot that T-34. Gonna probably force the pack gun to move up a little bit. There it goes. While the other one is over here supporting these grenadiers. Not a bad choice to, you know, give more infantry and volume of fire to all your forces, but I mean, you do have three pioneers, which could very quickly repair those scout cars, but that scout car is now back in full order, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. So pack gun moving through the ice, probably going to set itself up right here around the center to be able to counter that T-34. T-34 decides to just simply move away. Over to the right-hand side, he does see that there are grenadiers decapping the fuel point, so he's probably going to go straight there to harass them. And if he manages to chase them away, I would assume he would probably try to go to take out that fuel cache down at the south. Panzerfaust Dust goes off by those grenadiers, actually gets a crit on the engine on the T-34. The T-34 is not going to be able to pursue those grenadiers and try to get a kill. And since it's slowed, it is probably not going to risk going down south. Conscript squad in the center, opening up on the pack gun. The pack gun is in a little bit of a pickle, but it is surrounded by grenadiers, which can quickly come to its rescue if need be. The conscripts are actually chasing that pack gun, while the grenadiers actually decide to jump into the house. They are going to get sight range on that T-34, but the pack gun is now surrounded or rushed by those PPSH-equipped conscripts, so it might actually get decrewed. Conscripts do get behind it. They are going to open fire while these guys try to move out of the way. One of them gets executed. The other one runs into position to try to get some support there. G43's opening up on these conscripts, actually getting some nice shots in there. Almost seems like a sniper. The pack gun now does get decrewed though, and I don't think these guys are going to crew it, are they? I doubt they're going to do that. They're just going to simply move across the ice, trying to get a flank on something else, see what they can actually spot. T-43 equipped grenadiers getting chased away now by conscripts, T-34 and combat engineers trying to desperately repair that tank while it's still moving. Very difficult maneuver to pull off, even for the Soviets. And these guys are desperately running to the other side of the map, trying to get in range of that half-track to get themselves reinforced. And they do. They are now next to the half-track, so they'll probably start getting reinforced relatively soon. Pack gun does get recrewed by Pioneer. Molotov does go on top of the pack gun. It's gonna obviously decrew it. There it goes. But the Pioneer does manage to run away with his life, keeping that squad alive. A little bit of a bad position there for Barton. xHoLyHammer could actually take this chance right now, since he knows he decrewed it, to move into range and take some shots at that pack gun. It wouldn't be a bad choice, but he is currently focused elsewhere with these Guards rifles, trying to take some shots at that scout car. Scout car has now actually gotten vet 2, reducing the damage taken. So both of those are actually going to be very difficult to take out for the Guards rifles themselves. Guards rifle will probably have to settle for maybe... There he goes, and xHoLyHammer decides to go for the obvious choice, the correct choice, and actually ends up sinking the pack gun. Doesn't even destroy it, so very nice. The German players, Barton will be able to walk through with his infantry there, and they'll just notice, oh look, our pack gun is under the water. That's quite sad. And the T-34 is now going through the center, actually gets a nice shot on that skidding 222. The scout car actually drifts away, takes another shot, almost dead, but xHoLyHammer doesn't want to risk it, and the scout car is going to make it out alive. That have to be quite frustrating for xHoLyHammer. Getting those scout cars so close to them so often, but not being able to finish them off. Half-track does get taken out, though, by the T-34. Small victory there for xHoLyHammer. He must be feeling quite proud of that one, quite pleased with himself. T-34 does try to take some shots at that bunker, but gets shot in return by the pack gun, and is going to have to retreat a little bit to get repairs. And the scout car is now fully repaired. That has got to be very annoying for xHoLyHammer. Those scout cars have been on the field so long, and they actually haven't done that much. I mean, 8 kills and 5 kills for the other, but they have been so annoying, so much damage. Well, 12 kills, sorry. So annoying that, I mean, you have got to get some scout car rage, and I think he has scout car rage right now. He's going with both his T-34s right in front of everything, risking himself getting Fausted right in front of the pack gun, but it looks like he actually wants to get a kill on one of those scout cars. Both shots go in by both T-34s, managed to actually get nice damage on that. Scout car does decrew the pack gun, and is he actually going to risk trying to get? He is going to get Fausted on one of those T-34s. Another shot goes in, but only actually kills the main gun, which is quite unfortunate. Pack gun is still decrewed, but a Tiger is now on the field for Barton, and those T-34s are now screwed. A little bit of scout car rage there for xHoLyHammer, but it was a nice move. He actually managed to decrew that pack gun, allowing him to get a nice opportunity to push, especially without the scout, not the scout car, the half-track on the field, denying those mobile reinforcements for the infantry. But the Tiger couldn't have come at a better time for Barton, and those T-34s are now simply going to back away. This one has a damaged engine, and the Tiger actually knows it, and he's almost going for it. It is a very slow tank, though, so the T-34, even with its damaged engine, is able to keep up on the retreat. So unless he goes very forward with this Tiger, the T-34 might actually make it out alive. He does hit the road, though. He's speeding him up, and he decides to stop. Not a bad choice, because this is a nice place for mines. It is a natural choke point, which forces vehicles to go through there, because even though you could go through the ice with your tank, you can't actually go through this. This is a hill, so you're actually forced to go around here, and a mine right there can actually catch a tank in a bad position. Or a light vehicle that's trying to chase a squad on the retreat, so a prudent choice by Barton. He did actually force everything off of the field, basically, for xHoLyHammer. He is now on the right-hand side with conscripts. He built a mortar, and that is going to allow him to pepper the area now, especially since he knows there's that that bunker. But well, this is the kind of time where you would probably want to have a Katusha, but well, we don't have that on the field. For xHoLyHammer, he only has tier 3. Conscripts up in the north or the left-hand side are getting now harassed by both scout cars. They do manage to decap that munitions point and are going to jump into the house, but in the house they are going to take so much damage by those scout cars that it might not be worth it. They do stay there, forcing some type of response over on this side, but with the range and the machine guns, look at that. You can actually see the squad taking damage. Down to 3 men. They do decide to jump out of the house and are probably going to retreat, and there they go. So yeah, they weren't going to last that long against that firepower. So Grenadiers are just simply going to go and capture that fuel point, denied for xHoLyHammer. It looks like there might have been a mine there. I didn't actually check, but we do have some engine damage on that Tiger tank. We don't have a conscript squad in the zone that might have been able to, throw that. We do have Guards Rifle trying to get some damage on that. Wow. Okay. Conscript squad is in the rear, so I'm not exactly sure if it was the AT gun that's already decrewed, the Guards Rifle, or the conscripts, but we now have heavy engine damage on that Tiger. Tiger is in a bad position, and interestingly enough, xHoLyHammer decides to ram the Tiger, managing only to do a little bit of crew shock. It didn't actually crit, so the gun didn't get destroyed, so this T-34 is now going to die. And still with the heavy engine damage, that Tiger should be able to keep on backing up, and with the gun still intact, it's going to be able to keep on shooting. AT gun still decrewed. Yeah. Desperate move there by xHoLyHammer. I think he was banking on trying to get the penetration on that ramp to destroy the main gun, so that it would have been easier for his units to push. But since it didn't go through, he ended up losing that tank for himself, which he would have anyways, considering there's a pack on right here on the side. But yeah, that main gun is just simply essentially a turret right there, which is currently getting repaired. And well, those two T-34s are not going to be able to do much. One T-34 is here, the other one is coming onto the field. And yeah, against a a fully operational, well, not fully operational, but a fully weapons operational Tiger. Both T-34s are not going to be able to do much. They are hitting the field right now, trying to chase away that infantry, keeping their side of the field. The point did get decapped, and the mortar did get decrewed by xHoLyHammerx. So Barton is doing a very strong push here in the center. He does have a Pioneer squad up north, capping that point. Tiger opens up on the T-34. T-34 also gets a Faust on the rear, getting that damage on the engine. And with the Scout Car's weapon also there to support, that T-34 goes down relatively quickly. Pack gun and Tiger tank actually take out the second T-34 quite fast. And that is it. We don't have much left on the field for xHoLyHammerx, and he decides to throw in the towel. So very nice, very interesting opening, I gotta say, for Barton, going straight for the Scout Cars and then taking back to Tier 1. You don't usually see that. Barton is very fond of getting at least one more Pioneer, so I thought that's what he was going for at the beginning, but he went for a 4 Pioneer opening, managing to keep 3 Pioneers alive throughout the game, so quite nice, quite interesting. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description below. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.